What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NBA DFS video. We've made it. It is March. It is Saturday. It is March 1st. We are back with it's a really small 5-game slate for a Saturday, but we're here for it. So we've got 5 games to go over. If you've never been to the website before, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can check out all the sports. Currently for today, we've got NBA and MMA. Tomorrow's NASCAR, so on and so forth. Thursday's PGA. And we are in the month of March. We're very excited because our favorite sport of all time and our most profitable DFS sport, MLB, is back this month. So let's give a round of applause for that. We cannot wait. But here's what we do. If you've never been here before, this is your first look at the NBA slate for Saturday, March 1st. So what we do is I've already done 10,000 simulations in the background. We're going to give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position on any slate that has at least 5 games on it. If you want to see a few more plays that we don't talk about, that is the article that you can see on your screen right now. So click the link down below. We also have an absolutely free Discord down below as well. And we try to have 2 giveaways every single video. Here are the ways to win. The first way, like this video. You got to be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, and you've got to leave a comment for the comment picker to pick you up. And if this video gets at least 50 likes, normally by lineup lock, you will have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus. 100 likes on the video, a chance at a free year. 200 or more likes on this, or 100 likes on the video is a month. 150 likes is a free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. Second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll either be a keyword or key phrase, or if I forget it in this video, it'll be in the pinned comment section down below. Look for it, type it in, and have a second chance at a free week. Now, we are doing the first look early. Lineups are already locked. We missed it by 1 like. We're at 49 likes on this video, 28 comments. So, we are going to have a giveaway, but it's only for the keyword. So that being said, that's what we're going to go over now. And at the end of the video, we're going to build you a DraftKings lineup and a FanDuel lineup. These are early first look lineups to kind of get your mindset ready to go to build here while we give you plays, projections, and everything in between. So we are going to roll it for the keyword. The keyword was Fun Day. Lionheart, congratulations. I think you won yesterday or the day before. So congratulations there. Please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. and we will get you set up for another free week. So that being said, before we start, I'm very excited to announce it's an exclusive for this weekend only. We have FTA Plus, a yearly pass for $75. All you got to do is email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp1@gmail.com. PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App, $75, and we will set you up for a free or for a year. Now, normal yearly price is $199, so this weekend only. So if you want to get in on that, email me right now. I'll give you the PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, and we will get you set up for your year. So that'll go until March 1st of 2026. So that being said, we are going to look at strategy. How do you build lineups? Where are you looking at? What kind of strategy goes into building these lineups? 5-game slate, you got a little bit different. It's a small slate, so you got to take the plays that you can get, the studs that are most likely going to be studs. You got to take advantage of that. So looking at the Vegas odds right now, these can and will change probably depending on what time you're watching this video. Brooklyn at Detroit. We've got Detroit as a 9.5-point favorite opening up, 218.5 over-under. So Cade Cunningham, I love Cade Cunningham here. One of my favorite plays outside of Giannis. Sacramento at Houston. You've got Houston as only 3.5-point favorite, so hopefully a close game, 228.5 over-under. San Antonio at Memphis. Memphis right now is an 11.5-point favorite with a 241.5 over-under. Golden State versus Embiid-less Philly for the rest of the year. Golden State's a 6.5-point favorite, 224.5. Now, everyone's going to be chasing Steph Curry's 63-plus game. He had so many actual points, but then the games before that, not so much. So we're going to look at DVP. We're going to look at pace of play. We're going to look at Vegas odds, implied team totals. We're going to look at all of that while building you guys, hopefully some good lineups and some projections. And then the final game on the slate, you got Milwaukee at Dallas. Milwaukee only 2.5-point favorite. So hopefully it's a close game. We can take advantage of that on both sides of the ball. 228.5 over-under as of right now. So that being said, we are going to take – you can find this link article down below. You can also find the Discord where we give out core plays and value plays every single day that we possibly can. So looking position by position, you have certain questionable guys right now. And value, when we're looking at value, here's how we break it down. 3 top plays at each position. Mid-tier, basically on DraftKings, I'm looking right around the 8,000 mark or below. And then value, I'm looking under 5K and at least 5 times value. Now, that being said, value opens up throughout the day. So make sure you go check out the website later on in the day, about an hour or 2 hours before tip-off. That's when we've updated everything you see here. So FanDuel projections, DraftKings projections, simulations, chalk, fantasy points allowed by position, everything there for you. So that being said, let's take a gander at the point guard position to start out. So at the top, I've got Cade Cunningham right around 50 fantasy points. So it gives us a range a little bit, implied team total 114, over under 218.5. Watch how the Vegas numbers go. Watch how the implied team totals go. And that's where you could bump up the fantasy points, up towards like 5 or so like that. Kyrie Irving against Milwaukee, 23rd DVP, so a great matchup for him. We're looking at about 45 to 48. Steph Curry, not the best matchup with Philly, 9th DVP, 45 to 50 fantasy point range. Again, he's coming off a massive game that we haven't seen from him in a while, so don't get sucked into that vortex of thinking that'll happen every single game. So then we move into the mid-tier. So again, like I said, right around 8K or below, we are looking at Malik Monk, right, 24 DVP, so a great matchup against Houston, 35 to 38 fantasy points. Fred VanVleet against Sacramento, 5th DVP, so not the best matchup, 32 to 38. Brandon Podziemski against Philly, 9th DVP, about 29 to 32. Then you go down further here, under 4K or under. I did use AJ Green a lot a couple of days ago, 2 days ago. For his price being $3,600, he let us down bigly at 13.25. Not sure I'll make I would look at him if Damian Lillard is out. He is questionable, but looks like probable, but it is a hammy. So AJ Green maybe for tournaments, huge tournaments, and that's basically it. But if we are looking at some picks, I've got Keon Ellis against Houston, 24th DVP, about 19 to 22. Dennis Schroeder against Brooklyn, 6th DVP, so not the best, 19 to 22. And then Kevin Porter Jr. against Dallas in the last game of the night, 18 to 22 fantasy point range. Now, when we're looking at this, a lot of value will open up throughout the day. Some of these value picks we're talking about, maybe they will already be ruled out or they're coming off the bench. Bench players, you need minimum of 20-plus minutes there. Again, you're basically, when you're targeting and you're building your lineup out, you want to target a minimum of 6 to 6.5 times value for every single player. Unless you find that $3,000 player that could get you 10 times value, and then you could pay up and, for maybe Steph, and he gets 6 times value, and you're okay with that. So a lot of different variables, especially this part of the season. We got one more month, give or take, until playoffs start. It just depends. So April 14th, so they have a play-in tournament. It's different this year. April 19th, NBA playoff start. So the way it's doing it, the tournament that they have, the way the teams are going, this part of the season is the lull. It's like it's August for baseball. Like a lot of the teams they're hurt or they're giving them some time. So be careful when you're building your lineups. Play lightly. I've seen a lot of people in our Discord. We're getting screwed by the late after lineup lock. The player A or B are getting ruled out, and that's part of the game. That's part of the season. Okay, so looking at the shooting guard, we're looking at De'Aaron Fox right around 41 to 45 fantasy points. Zach LaVine right around 37 to 40. Desmond Bane right around 36 to 40 himself. And then basically you can see everybody else is mid-tier in the pricing realm. So we are looking at Green for Houston against Sacramento, 29 DVP, so a great matchup. We're looking about 36 to 40. We're looking at Cam Thomas against Detroit, not the best matchup, but should be playing from behind and probably play the whole game. Second DVP, unless they're getting blown out immensely, 32 to 35. Kelly Oubre Jr. against Golden State, 18 DVP, 29 to 32. Trying to find some value. Depends where we're at. We're looking at, Zaire Williams. I'm looking at him. Detroit, second DVP, so not the best one, about 24 to 28. Dante Exum against Milwaukee. I believe that might be one of his former teams. 11 DVP, 21 to 24. And then Spencer Dinwiddie against Milwaukee as well. 23rd DVP at his position, point guard or shooting guard, about 20 to 24 fantasy points. Now, another tip to build your lineups, do not look at this opponent rank. It is not DVP. A lot of people think it's DVP. It is not. And DVP is not the only thing you want to look at. You want to look at pace of play. You want to look at possession, Vegas odds, implied team total. You want to look at all of that. People get kind of hung up on just DVP. And with the multi-eligibility for positions, it kind of gets a little wonky. So looking at small forward, we got Amen Thompson, about 40 to 44 fantasy points. DeMar DeRozan against Houston, not the best matchup. It's actually the worst for the small forward at first. DVP about 35 to 38. Paul George, about 34 to 36 fantasy points against Golden State. Moving down the list, Devin Vassell against Memphis, 22nd DVP, 27 to 30 fantasy points. Max Christie against Milwaukee, 11th DVP, right around 26 to 28. You've got Ausar Thompson against Brooklyn, 6th DVP, about 25 to 28 as well. And then if you want to come down further, under 5K, whichever we're looking at, you can look at a little bit of Moses Moody, about 21 to 24 fantasy points. Jalen Wells against San Antonio, 6 DVP, so not the best, about 20 to 24. And Taurean Prince, if he gets some minutes for Milwaukee, 5th DVP, 19 to 22 fantasy point range. We do move to the power forward. We are looking, depending on where we're at, Giannis at the top. Should play. He's probable. He's got that questionable tag, pretty much everything. He's got a strained left calf, but he's been playing 30-plus minutes in those games. 50, 60-plus fantasy points. He has not been getting the value that we need. Again, 6 times value, you're looking right around 60 to 66 fantasy points. Got that last game against Denver. Hopefully we get that this game if the game stays close. The last late night hammer game, I don't mind it. I'm looking currently at 50, I could see 55 to 60 range out of him. We obviously would like to see more. He's not 100%. I don't think he'll be 100% the whole year. We got Jaren Jackson Jr., number 2 here, 25th DVP against San Antonio, 37 to 42 fantasy points. We do have PJ Washington, who is questionable, seeing if it's moved to probable yet. Yeah, he did miss the last game, so that's the problem. He's not played in 4 days, so he missed the game, I believe, on Thursday night. I think Thursday night. If he's in, not the best matchup for him, probably 35 to 38 fantasy points. I will not be playing PJ Washington. He's out on my radar, but I wanted to give you some options at the top in case he does play. Mid-tier picks here. Depending, not a ton that I love at this position, but we're looking at Tobias Harris against Brooklyn, 21st DVP, about 28 to 32 fantasy points. Jeremy Sokin against Memphis, 24th DVP, 28 to 32. And then Tari Eason against Sacramento, 12th DVP, 27 to 32 fantasy points. Then we come down here to some sort of value, if we can find any. It's getting kind of hard here. Najee Marshall, 29 DVP against Milwaukee, looking about 25 to 28. Keegan Murray against Houston, 10th DVP, so not the worst, but not even halfway the best. 25 to 28 fantasy points. And then we've got Trendon Watford, 22nd DVP against Detroit. In a game they're probably losing by double digits, so hopefully he stays in, gets the minutes, about 21 to 25 fantasy points. Then we move to the center position. Sabonis is at the top now. Got him projected right around 45 to 49 fantasy points. Alperin is in there against Sacramento. 19th DVP, 41 to 45 fantasy points. Jalen Duren against Brooklyn, 11th DVP, 32 to 36 fantasy points. Going down the list a little bit, Darren Sharp against Detroit, 16th DVP, about 28 to 32. Draymond Green against Philly, 15 DVP, so dead in the middle. So he's going to be matched up basically probably with Andre Drummond. We're looking at Green at 28 to 32. Brook Lopez against Dallas, 23rd DVP, 28 to 32 as well. These are early projections. A lot can change. Some of these questionable guys may be ruled out, in the middle of the day or after shoot around. Then that's where all the value pops up. So that's why I tell you, check our core plays and our value plays in our free Discord, usually about an hour before tip-off. Then we come down here. A name that I have not used. I don't think I've used it all year. He has not played much. Just got re-signed to the Spurs. If he gets some play, I don't mind it. The minutes are weird, though. Like 14, 23, 30. Like, they've been a little bit weird, but that was on a second game of a back-to-back. Bismack Biyombo, we're looking at Memphis, 18 DVP, 22 to 25. Andre Drummond, under 5K, because he is now most likely going to be the starter at center. Golden State, 9th DVP, 22 to 25. Zach Edey, 21 to 25 fantasy points as well. Now, those are just some of the players that we've talked about, some of the projections, some of the simulations. If you want to see all of them, we got some in this article. And then under the NBA tab, check in the afternoon to make sure they're updated, but they'll be under FanDuel or DraftKings for projections. Then you got the simulations. Then you got everything else under the sun in there as well. So we're very excited for today. We've got NBA. We've got MMA this afternoon. Tomorrow is NASCAR, which we killed it last week with MMA and NASCAR. We killed it last week pretty much overall. So that being said, we are looking for the keyword of the day. We're going to go with flow because we want the flow mindset to flow the money into DraftKings or FanDuel or Yahoo or Prize Picks or whatever you're doing, and we want it to flow right back into our pockets or our bank account. So flow is the key word or key phrase. Let's have a great Saturday again. This weekend only, $75 for the yearly pass. Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Email me right now, dfshelp1@gmail.com. If you are interested in that, we'll get you signed up, and you will be on your merry way for the next 365 days. So that is what I've got in this video. Now, we are going to build a couple of lineups. Now, these lineups are tournament only based on early projections and simulations. These are early ones that kind of get you started. If you want to see updated ones, we do have them on the cheat sheet. So, I've already built the DraftKings, or the FanDuel one. Kyrie and Curry, Cam Thomas, Jalen Green, DeMar DeRozan, all the way down. Pause the video, freeze frame it, and you can enter that, or you can make some updates as you want. Then we're going to build a DraftKings lineup. Now again, early, after 10,000 simulations, in the afternoon when you come back to the website, we will have ran 20,000 simulations and we will have tweaked them depending on, a little bit of, we usually tweak them for 50,000 plus entry contests because that's basically what we play. And we tweak it a little bit. We check out the correlation. We look at how the Vegas odds are, the implied team totals. We look at the teams that have the highest pace of play, but also the possessions, like offensive possessions that they have, meaning most likely, in theory, they should be having a fun time, and they should be close to what they're projected at. Now, NBA is a little bit easier to project. It's harder to project with, you can project Travis Kelce for a touchdown every single game, but he might be sick or they might not be in the game plan. MLB, you could project someone who has great numbers against somebody, then they strike out 4 games or 4 times a game. That's the only problem. That's why NBA is a little bit easier to project than other ones. I mean, NASCAR, it's hard to project simulations because someone can wreck out early. MMA, you can do as much as you want, but someone might miss weight or someone gets their bell rung, one roundhouse kick, one hit to the temple, one small little tap to the jaw, they are TKO'd, and you're screwed from there. So NBA is the easiest to predict and project, but we're at the part of the season that's a little bit iffy. So there you have it. There's your DraftKings lineup. There's your FanDuel lineup. We've built everything. The keyword was in there. The winner was announced, and the projections after 20 or 10,000 simulations. So any questions, comments, concerns, whether or not you want to get them down here, or you can DM me on Twitter at advisors_team, or you can DM me or put it in our absolutely free Discord. All of that is down below as well. So let's have a great Saturday. I want you to come back to tomorrow's video, and I want you to tell me some good news of how much money you won today. So that is what I've got. Good luck on this Saturday. Let's have a great day. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.